Hey you! You're the only one in this room. Yes, you. Is everyone at work talking about something called FPL? Are all your friends talking about it down the pub, especially when the football's on? Do you get confused when they start talking gibberish like, I plan to use my bench boost and my captain has blanked again? Are you lonely and talking to yourself to make an FPL video? Well, maybe you should join your friends and work colleagues and play FPL. Great, so I'll show you how. Hi there and welcome to FPL Today. I'm the man in the know, J&O, one of the best ranked FPL players on YouTube. Don't at me. And I'm here to help you, like I've helped a bunch of the flock. Don't ask, it's complicated. So if you're just starting, or you want to beat your friends in your mini leagues, or you just want to have some fun playing the game because that's the most important thing, join the channel and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you're notified when my videos go live. So FPL is the most popular and official fantasy football game for the Premier League. Although a lot of my advice can help you with other fantasy football games like the Sun Dream Team, the Telegraph and Sky Sports Fantasy Football. To start is simple, go to fantasypremierleague.com and sign up. And I mean, if you need help from here, then you probably need a different tutorial because it's 2019 and all we do in this day and age is sign up for stuff. Once you're in, move on to your team selection. Now, if you want to just shut your friends up and join their FPL mini league so they'll leave you alone, just click on auto pick right here. Your team will be picked automatically and you are pretty much done. I've been J&O, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game. Well, that was risky, probably lost a bunch of you there, but if you're still here, then let's get into more details about the game. You have to pick a squad of 15 players from the 20 competing Premier League teams for that season. You are, however, restricted by a certain set of rules. Rule 1, don't talk about FPL. Actually, all we do is talk about FPL. Here are the actual rules. You have a budget of 100 million to spend on your Fantasy Premier League side. You are limited to 2 goalkeepers, 5 defenders, 5 midfielders, and 3 forwards. And you are restricted to only owning 3 players from each club. So, picking your team, all you have to do is pick the best players, right? That's simple. Not quite. The game is made difficult by the pricing of players. The budget you are given and the prices of the players in the game mean, especially at the beginning, you're going to have to spend your budget wisely and pick some names, but also find those hidden gems. Values of players can also change in the game as the game commences from game week 1, the start of the Premier League. With good or bad performances and ownership of the player rising or dropping by the whole community of the FPL game, players' prices can rise drastically or drop drastically. This can also increase or decrease your own overall budget above or below the £100 million you started with, although you don't get the exact price rise or fall from a player to your budget. It's around 50% of that rise, depending on if the rise is odd or even. If you manage to raise your budget up, that means you get to bring in more premium price players who can score you more points. But that's getting into a bit too much detail for this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want more details about that. So how do you score points in Fantasy Premier League? Each week you must choose 11 of your 15 players to score you points for that game week. The bench players do not score you points unless they come on for one of your starting 11, but for some reason hasn't appeared for their own club in that game week. You also select a team captain and a team vice captain. The captain scores you double points in that game week, even if you get a dreaded minus score. Your vice captain is your captain backup should your captain not appear in that game week. Your player scores points based off of their real life performance. This is why all your friends are talking about it in the pub on a Sunday whilst the game is on. If any of your players score a goal or get an assist, that's points in the bag. If a team gets a clean sheet, all your players from your strikers gain points, although this is a lot lower for midfielders than it is for defenders and goalkeepers. Once upon a time there was a man named Michael. He saw his friend playing FPL on YouTube and thought it would be fun to play as well. So he went on to FPL, Fantasy Premier League, and made himself a team. He put in all the players that he thought he wanted to get the best rank possible and beat his friend. But game week 1 came and went, and he didn't have as many points as he wanted. His rank wasn't as good as his friends, and he decided he needed to do something about it. So he went along and made as many transfers as he thought would benefit his team, making around 9 in total. He now had the perfect team and went into game week 2 thinking he was going to get so many points that he would go above his friend and be the best FPL player ever. And in game week 2 his team did very well. He got over 100 points. However, when the game week was over, he saw that his score wasn't as good as he wanted. That's because in FPL, if you make over one transfer and haven't carried a transfer over from another game week, you will actually take a -4 on your points and it will affect your overall rank. Mikey still wasn't clever enough to realise this, so he went and did the same thing for game week 3 thinking he'd take advantage of the fixtures. And this week he didn't do that well and he actually managed to get minus points overall. That's what happens when you transfer all 15 of your players out of your side. Mikey isn't the smartest tool in the box, so the lesson here is don't be like Mikey. So to recap from that story, any transfers over your allotted transfers for that game week cost you a -4. That comes off of your overall score, which affects your overall rank. You can have one transfer per game week, but you may carry one over to the next game week, allowing you 2 transfers in one game week. But you can't carry any more than that, so you can't have more than 2 transfers in one game week. However, to put the cat amongst the pigeons, this does all change if you use a chip. Can I now title this mukbang? Chips can be used during the season. There are 3 of them that you can use at any point during the season, but only 1 can be used during one game week, so no doubling up. We have bench boost, which means all 15 of your squad are eligible for you to score points in that game week. We have triple captain, which means your captain doesn't just score double points, he scores triple for that game week. And this does go over to your vice captain if your captain doesn't play. And then we have free hit, which is for 1 week, you get to change your whole squad for that one game week. And then after that game week, it reverts back to the squad you had before you played the free hit. That means no -4s for Michael. And then we have the wild card, and the wild card is not a chip. The wild card allows you to overhaul your team, making as many transfers as you want with no penalties. No -4s for Michael. You get 2 of these because it's not a chip. One gets to be used in the first half of the season, the other gets to be used in the second. This deadline for the first one is usually around the game week 19 mark. And that is the basics of the Fantasy Premier League game, so hopefully this video has helped you. For more information and advice, stay tuned to FPL Today. So don't be like Michael, don't make the mistakes he made, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to stay notified of my videos to help you get the highest rank in the Fantasy Premier League. No offence was meant to any other FPL players named Michael. Not all Michaels are bad at FPL. No Michaels were hurt in the making of this FPL video. 1 like means 1 less -4 for Michael this season.